All right, we live. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bear with me. I was froze a little bit, Salakia. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we the brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte, back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash. And before we get started with this live lesson, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. All right. Back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash. And we wanted to touch on this lesson entitled here, They Know the Birthright was set up only for Jacob. All right. And excuse me, we have some articles here that we want to touch on. Just kind of land backing off the lesson that Elder Apostle Gabar did, which was entitled Video by Request, the Master Plan of the Illuminated Rothschilds. All right. So we have some good stuff in here we want to touch on, man, because they know exactly who the birthright belongs to, and they know who they are. And this is the reason why Esau is trying to get rid of Jake to get that birthright back, man. So I'm gonna let Priest guide it real quick because we got to go back and forth. They gave us some audio trouble, as far as us speaking. So I'm gonna have to mute my mic and all of that. But Lord willing, we're gonna edify and bring this lesson out. All right.
That's
so
right.
Priest, you got it.
Khan. Just like the elder was saying. All right, so we tried to pull up the article on the site that Apostle Bar used, and it was giving us difficulty. So we found an alternative website that's saying the same thing. So we're going to read off of that. But the article that you brothers see, the Apostle Bar used, you can still use that one. But they'll say that it's like a 30-day trial or something like that. But as you see the title, okay, the illuminated plan. It's like the master plan of the illuminated Rothschild. Because, like the elder was saying, man, these devils know that the birthright was given to Israel, man. All right, they know the chosen seed line, which was Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. All right, Esau was never included to get the birthright, which the birthright entails the eternal rulership. That entails the immortality, man. All right. So what you're seeing, everything going on in the world, pretty much is them trying to establish the birthright on the left-hand side, and they want to destroy the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, to try to get their birthright back, man. All right? So we're going to read the part that goes right into the point of what we're going into. So this article is interview with this dude, I think his name is Ronald Patton. So in this section, it says, can you be more specific to the role of that the Rothschilds play in all this? And we're going to go down to the second part. It says...
Hey, Priest, I'll read it. I'm going to read it for you. I'm going to read it for you, and then I'm going to let you speak. I got you. Hold on. Salakia. All right, so let's go back to the article. So like Priest was saying, this is the part of the article that Elder Apostle Gabar was bringing out. We want to touch on this here. So it says, can you be more specific? Can you be more specific as to the role the Rothschilds play into all of this? All right. The point is in the blue, but we're going to read down. So he said, well, most people who are into conspiracy know that the Rothschilds are the most powerful family in the world, which is true. All right. It says, but you really don't hear about the details relating to how they have set themselves to be king of the Jews, quote unquote, and to usher into the anti-Messiah, which we know that there's many anti-Messiahs. All right. It says, so you got to chew the meat, spit out the bones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says it was the Rothschilds who financially backed the nation of Israel so they could eventually set up the throne of the Antichrist in Jerusalem. All right. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. It says, and yet during World War II, their money and resources were used to kill millions of Jews, but these were seen as expendable Jews from the house of Jacob. It says, remember, these guys have the audacity to use the Bible as a blueprint to take over the world. So let's get to the point here. So highlighted in the blue here, it says, let me give you some background information. On one level, the Rothschilds secretly call themselves the House of David from the tribe of Judah, right? It says, now Rothschild translated from German to English means, quote, red shield. Okay, because Esau was who? He was the red child, all right? It says, during biblical times, the Edomites' fortress was the red rocks of Petra. Esau, the twin brother of Jacob, was described as red and hairy. So this information fits perfectly with what the survivors have been telling me, that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau. All right, are you listening? Let's read that again. It says that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau and thus are really from the house or the tribe of Esau. What they are trying to do is to get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. Whoo! You see what I'm saying? So that's why we had this image here, the birthright, a war story, because that's what it's about. Okay? Esau is trying to reclaim the birthright, man. This is why we're in a time of what? Not to rant, but we're in a time of him exalting himself. He's forwarding a new pseudo kingdom, right? Under Satan. You see what I'm saying? Through this technocracy, the technology, the miracles and line wonders, you know? And ultimately, the desire is to get rid of Jacob, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics, right? But anyway, let's go back. Let's read that again. It says that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau and thus are really from the house or tribe of Esau. What they are trying to do is to get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. However, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomites in the last days. Ooh, so the Edomites will be on the earth. The Edomites will be ruling in the last days, which we're going to get into too. Okay, that shows you that the Edomites ain't done away with. All right. However, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomite in the last days. So this leads us to another interesting point. In Revelation 3:9, it says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet. Then I asked the question, who is the synagogue of Satan? The only logical conclusion I can come up with is the Illuminati Rothschilds. All right. So this is pretty heavy. And Priest, you got it. You want to speak? Go ahead, brother.
Kind. Because as they were saying, the Rothschilds, they changed their name because their name originally wasn't Rothschild. It goes back to a man named Meyer Emshel Bauer. All right, and the word Bauer, it goes back to name meaning red peasants, like it. So to get away from that persona, that's why they changed their name to Red Shield, and it's been a process of them trying to establish themselves throughout the world. And we are at the point now to where these devils are establishing themselves as God on earth, man. Like it tells you in 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Matter of fact, I'll grab that real quick. All right, because these damn devils are trying to make the world believe that they truly are the chosen people of the Most High, when really you are the hated. All right, the Most High, he is not dealing with you Edomites, man. All right. So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and it says not to be deceived, because we understand in today's time who the real Israelites are, man. All right, and that's the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, because according to prophecy, all right, was it Jeremiah 17:4, that we was going to lose our heritage, we was going to fall away and not know who we was in the last days, man. All right, but now the Lord put the Spirit on us to come back and know who we are as being the true biblical Israelites, but then also too, all right, they'll reveal who the man of sin is, the son of perdition, which is these Edomites, man. You got it, bro.
Nah, you on point. I'm gonna read on for you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2:4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You can speak on it, priest.
Con, because like we said, the WEF has came out and said now that they are the Most High. They are God on the earth, man. All right, and all those that refuse to worship Him as God, all right, He said they're going to kill him. Okay, and that's why their whole plan is to genocide the nation of Israel from off the face of the earth. This is why you have legislation on the books such as Project Megiddo, and the different things that we always bring out because they want to get rid of Israel because they know as long as there's Israelites on the planet, then that birthright will never come back unto them. All right. So this whole thing of what you're seeing with this new world order, this population control, is the genocide of the nation of Israel off the planet so they can get their birthright back.
That's right, bro. Read on some more. 2 Thessalonians 2:5, it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And we're in that time now where he's being revealed, the son of perdition. All right. The devil, the sons of the wicked. Okay. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So now, as we've been seeing, the ultimate form of his pride, going back real quick, is this: now he's exalting himself. All right, Salaki for all these pop-ups, right? But now he's exalting himself as the Most High, right? So we're at the peak of his pride right now, man. The climax, the fullness of his sufficiency, as the scriptures tell us, man. Right? Going back, it says, verse 7, verse 8, it says, and then shall the wicked be revealed. So now we're in the time of the wicked being revealed, the Edomite. All right. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets. All right. Pushing his word, this truth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, which is Yahweh Shai coming back with the host of heaven. All right. And we're in that time now where the Lord is literally raising up his arm. All right. We're seeing the influx of what the world calls UFOs, chariot sightings. All right. Esau's militaries are being terrorized by the chariots. All right. Because he's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is sending this devil the message that he's coming to destroy him. All right. It says, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. If you want to speak on that, priest,
Con. Because the different things that Esau has been pretty much been using, all right, is to enchant the people into believing that he is God, man. But really, like I said, he's coming in the workings of Satan, man. All right, because this damn devil Esau, he is the physical incarnate of Satan. Just as you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you are the physical incarnation of the Most High, man. All right, so this is literally, like I said in the title, man, that a war story between good and evil for the birthright, man. All right, because that chosen lineage, it lets it be known when you read the scriptures on who it goes to. All right, and all throughout the scriptures, it never changes. Like the scriptures say, Malachi was at 3 and 6. I am the Lord, I change not. All right. It always mentioned Israel getting the birthright, Israel having the birthright, Israel having eternal rulership, man. All right. So Esau is pretty much, having this convoluted attempt in order to get the birthright back, but he's going to fail, man. That was it.
All right, can you hear me?
Con.
Yeah, that's why we want to focus on this point. All right, let me just re-highlight it again, and we'll get into the scriptures here. What was told in this article that Elder Apostle Gabar had brought out. All right, like we said, he's reading the version that we have put up in the screen, but we try to get it on this one. This one was a little better, but they're trying to make you pay and all that stuff right here. So we just getting straight to the point. So once again, highlighting the point here before we grab the scriptures. Right? What did it say? It says right here. Let's just highlight that part. Read that again. So it says that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau, and thus are really from the house or tribe of Esau. What they are trying to do is to get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. So this is why this war, these devils have declared war on Jake. And how is he doing that? Through the air, through the water, through the food, all right? The projects, the ghettos, the slums, biological warfare. You see what I'm saying? Anything to get rid of Jacob. And the crafty counsel in Psalm 83 and Psalm chapter 2 is still in effect.
Yep.
It's always been about getting rid of Jacob, man. All right, obtaining the birthright back. It says, however, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomite in the last days. And are we not in the last days? Who's ruling the planet Earth in the last days? Okay, so these Edomites, they know. That's why we want to go into this thing. They know the birthright was set up only for Jacob, man. Right? So it was already established from the beginning of time. Let's get that too. Right? We could get into that. You want to get that Romans?
Yeah, I'll get that first.
All right, cool. You can start at you can start at verse 8.
Romans 9 and 8. It says, This is they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are not counted. But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Right. So it says they which are the children of the flesh. Who does that represent? That represents Ishmael. All right. It says these are not the children of the Most High, like me and Priest were talking about. You know, Ishmael thinks that they have access to the inheritance as well. You see, but the promises didn't go to Ishmael. It says they are which the children of the flesh. These are not the children of Yahweh Shemel Shai, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. And who is that? Isaac. All right, Isaac to Jacob, the seed of promise, the inheritance. Go ahead, Priest.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Right. So pretty much Jacob was already chosen before they were born. You see that? You know, the Lord already chose Jacob. Okay? It was already predestinated. It was predestined for Jacob to receive and obtain the birthright, man. All right? And this was this, so that cuts the whole argument. Well, you know, Jacob, you know, he stole it. You know, like Esau say he stole it. You know, he got finesse, he got supplanted. But that was the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You see? It was set up to go. The story was set up to go that way. Read it again, Out.
Romans 9 and 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to the election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. But it's like, because this is reiterating Malachi, and I'll just get that real quick, just to
you got it.
Verify the point. All right. This is Malachi chapter 1 and 2. It says, I'll start at 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So the Lord, he's never dealt with Esau, man. All right, the Lord has always been dealing with Israel because Israel is his chosen seed, as we just read in Romans 9. So going back, Romans 9, I'll read 13 again. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid.
That's right. So it was already set up, all right, from the foundation of the world, that Jacob would be the inheritor of the promises of the birthright, man. All right. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. Let's add some more into that. Right. You want to grab that second Esdras?
Second Esdras 3?
Second Esdras 6. We can start with that one.
Okay.
Because as we read in Romans 9 and 11, just reading it again, it says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh Shema Shah according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, right? So Jacob was chosen, all right? It was already set up from the beginning. You got it out. Let's hit that second Ezra 6, just to make the point. You can start at the top.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, for ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitudes of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and ere the present years were sighed out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure, then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
Right. I want to add on to that. Because, like the Lord said, let me read this again. It says, then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone. All right. Just adding that precept, Colossians 1 and 15 on down. Through Yahweh Shai, all things consist. All things were made for him and by him. But it says, then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through no other. It says, by me also they shall be ended, and none by and by none other. So Yahweh Shai, he's going to be the end of this thing. He's going to be the end of at the end of this world. You see, he's going to end. He's going to end Esau, right? As we're going to read. Okay, it's already been set up this way. You got it, priest.
Verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right. So right now, as you said earlier, priest, we're in a time of a transition of power. You see what I'm saying? Because as Esau, as we talked about, once again, as Esau is at the height of his pride, right? He's getting ready to suffer a horrible fall. Okay, so he thinks that he's going to establish his so-called world order, but see, Yahweh Shai is coming to establish the true world order in righteousness. You know, so we're at the peak of this thing, man. Right? Go ahead, priest.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
You can speak, priest.
All right, so Esau being the end of this current age that we live in. All right, so when you hear us speak about the end of the world, it's not saying that the world is going to be destroyed, because it tells you that in Isaiah, how the earth abideth forever. You know, roughly paraphrasing, but we're at the end of Esau's rulership, his age, and Jacob, all right, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the Israelites, all right, you are the ones that's going to inherit the rulership after him, and this rulership that we're going to inherit is going to be an eternal rulership that will never end.
I got that precept for you. This is Ecclesiastes 1, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4 says, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So that, like priest was saying, you know, the whole world is not going to blow up and be destroyed. All right. But we are, because when people think about Armageddon, they're thinking about the movies and shit, the world blowing up, and that's the end of humanity. No, the time is coming where we're at the end of the Edomites' power structure, his rulership on the earth, man. He's the generation that's going to pass away. Okay. Because, hey, as we read in the article, right? Let's go back to it. That last part, it says, however, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomites in the last days, right? So they're the generation that's about to pass away. All right. These elites, they know that, right? It says one generation passeth away and another generation coming. But who is that? Jacob. Okay. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. And they know that what? That we're going to be set back up in power. The birthright was given to us. Okay, this is why there's a war on the birthright. There's a war that's been declared against Jacob. He's trying to get rid of Jake. Okay, it says, but the earth abideth forever, because World War III is the catalyst that's going to bring in that transition. All right, that World War III, alongside with the angelic visitation from the host of heaven, right? They're going to bring the destruction of this man's current empire and set up the kingdom of heaven on earth. Right, all these nations are going to go down. Esau and the nations are going to be destroyed, and the nation of Israel is going to be established forever. Isaiah, the second chapter, Micah, the fourth chapter, right? That top government that's going to rule the planet. You know, you got a priest.
I had two quick precepts. So just to add on to that Ecclesiastes, to show you how the world is going to still be here after Esau is destroyed. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4 or 3 and 16. It says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I don't think that was it. But pretty much being that the place under the sun being the earth, and the place of judgment, which is here, because when your spirit is brought back on this planet, you're serving out your judgment, man. All right, so this is why you have heaven and hell. All right, those are conditions on the earth. Right now, in Esau's rulership, he's in his heaven, and us serving out our captivity, we're in hell, man. But we're coming into a time where Esau's age is going to be up. He's going to enter into his hell, and we're going to enter into our heaven, man. Which shows you that the earth is still, we're going to all be here, man. All right, because the kingdom of heaven is not like these Christians tell you, where we're going to be in some cloud floating, in some city in a cloud floating in the sky, man. No, the kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth, man. Like in the Lord's prayer, it says, let the things be done, in heaven as in earth, or something like the lines. And then the other precept, Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And this is what Esau is trying to do. He's trying to extend his kingdom past the bound that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has set for him, man. This is why he's trying to declare a new world order where he's going to be God on earth, man. But like I said, it says that his days have been determined, man. The Lord has given him an appointed time to rule, and we're nearing the end of that rulership. This is why you see him, like you said, through that pride, trying to make himself, be God, because he thinks that he can, offset prophecy, man. All right, but the prophecies dictate that Israel was going to have the everlasting dominion at the end, man. All right, you devils, you're not going to go past the limit the Lord set for you, man. All right, you got it, bro.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point, man. So he knows that. Pretty much, he knows that his ass is grass, man. All right. Remember, the scriptures tell us that the devils also believe and tremble, man. So they know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the power of all heaven and earth, is coming for him. All right. So this is why he's in scramble mode as we go into our lessons all the time, of him trying to fully initiate this world order, right? To set up his false pseudo kingdom upon the earth under Satan, man. But it's not going to go down like that. You see? I'm gonna go to that Second Ezra, the third chapter. You read that for me out.
You ready? All right. Second Ezra chapter 3 and 1. In the 13th year after the ruin of the city, I was in Babylon and lay troubled upon my bed, and my thoughts came up over my heart. For I saw the desolation of Zion and the wealth of them that dwelt at Babylon. And my spirit was sore moved, so that I began to speak words full of fear to the Most High, and said, O Lord, who bears rule, thou speakest at the beginning, when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commanded the people, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee.
Right. So Adam was given, the righteous way. He was given the oral law. The Lord gave him the breath. All right. Go ahead.
Right. Being this talking about Adam, it's talking about the chosen line out of Adam, because it was more than one, person on the earth. That's why the Christians tell you it was just Adam and Eve. No, they were called the Adamites back then, and out of the Adamites, it was a chosen lineage that was selected out of Adam. Man, all right.
Yeah.
So
Sons of God.
yep. So verse 6, it says, "And thou leddest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted, before ever the earth came forward. And unto him thou," it says, you got it? You gonna say something?
Yeah, I was trying to cut it on. Yeah. Salaki, I hate it we got to do it like this, but it said, "And thou leddest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted before the earth ever came forward." And this is speaking about Yahweh Shai, all right? Because remember, he was from the beginning. That's Proverbs, the 8th chapter, right? Proverbs 8, 22 on down. You know, before the heavens, before the things were established, Yahweh Shai was there, he said. You know, read on up.
Verse 7, "And unto him that gaveth commandment to thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointed death in him and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, peoples, and kindreds out of number. And every people walked after their own will, and did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments. And again,
Salakia, at this time we have what? Sin and transgression in the earth. You know, the earth was at its most wicked point, right? Read on up.
and again in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world, and destroyedst them. And it came to pass in every one of them that was in death, like that, as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these."
Right. So that the flood, that's the flood was brought upon the earth. You can read about that in what Genesis, the 6th chapter. Right. The wickedness of man was so great at that time that the Lord repented that he created man, and he brought the flood upon the earth. Right. And who was spared? Noah. Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 11, "Nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men. And it happened that then they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, and were a great people. They began again to be more ungodly than the first. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showedest thy will, and made an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed."
Yeah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the seed of the promise. Go ahead.
I had a quick precept, just going into that real quick. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Genesis chapter 26 and 2. It says, "And the Lord appeared unto him and said," this is dealing with Jacob. In fact, I'll read, I'll continue in 2nd Ezra 3, then I'll bring this back out. So back in 2nd Ezra 3 and 12, Slocky, where we at? 16. It says, "And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude."
Right. So it says that he put by Esau. Esau wasn't chosen. All right. And we read all that just to get to the point that once again, it was already set up from the beginning that Jacob was the chosen seed, that Jacob would be the inheritor of the birthright. You see what I'm saying? Which these devils have been trying to fight back, you know, to get back. You know, this is why they're doing what they're doing in the earth, man. All right, we see that transition of this new world order, the technocracy. All right, the C-hip, the technology, all that, his science, everything. His science and his technology is being pushed as God. It's the new idol. You see what I'm saying? This is him, you know, creating this false kingdom here. All right, and then the ultimate plan, as we read, is to get rid of Jake. You know. So anyway, moving on. Let's get that in. We had Genesis 25.
Yeah.
All right, let's start at 23. You want me to read it or you want to read it?
I can read it for you.
Okay, Con.
All right, so this is Genesis 25 and 23. It says, "And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that, his brother, and after that came his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them."
Right, Jacob going back to Yaiqua to supplanter. All right, go ahead.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand of 27 Salaki. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom.
Yeah, Adawam. All right, red. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." Esau said, "Behold, I am to the point, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day." And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Right. See, so Esau and Jacob, they had a covenant. They had a lawful agreement, man. you know. Go ahead, Ak.
It says, verse 33, "And Jacob said, Swear unto me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Right. So Esau treated the birthright as insignificant, man. Of no value. It was worthless to him. He held it in contempt. Right. But
Right,
see, as we read this story here, it was already set up to go this way. Right.
right,
Hey, remember, it was set up for his mother to, supplant the father, Isaac. Right. He put the skins on him. The whole story when you read it or whatnot, and it was
mm-hmm.
already set up. The Lord put the spirit on his mother to do all that to gain the birthright. That's how the story was written.
Right.
Romans 9 and 11. It was already set up from the beginning. The kids being the children being what it said. The children having done neither good or evil. All right. So I'm gonna read on. Salaki. Let's jump on to the next point. All right. Genesis 27. You can read that out.
Right. Genesis 27. Where do you want to start?
You can start here at verse 30 here. That'd be a good point. We just making a point about what the birthright, man. All right.
Okay.
You got it out.
Genesis 27 and 30. "And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting." It said, "And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? He says, Where is he that have taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing.
Right? He said, thy brother came with subtlety, man. But here it is. We just read that they had the agreement. Swear unto me this day. And they swore on it.
Right.
Right? And he gave him the birthright. Right? But here it is. You got Esau crying and complaining. Go ahead, Doc.
If I could make a point too, real quick, because
Yep.
in Genesis 25, it said at that last verse that he despised his birthright. So going into the birthright that he pretty much gave away for nothing, in a sense. All right, I wanted to jump up real quick and read it at verse 28. So it says, Genesis 27:28. It says, therefore, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. This is what Esau gave away for that pottage, man. All right. So now that he comes in and he finds out that that Jacob has received that, now he's trying to cop a plea with his father, man. So jumping back down to verse 37, 36, and it says, and he said, is he not rightly named Jacob, Yahweh? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times, which Esau was lying because they had a lawful agreement. He took away my birthright, and behold, now hath he taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what will I now do unto thee, my son?
Right. And see, it was already set up that Jake was going to rule over Esau.
Yep.
All right. As you just read in at the top verse in verse 28, 29. All right. It was set up for Jacob's rulership was set up over the earth. He was going to rule over the nations. He was going to rule over Esau. Right. You got it, priest.
Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And now he's begging like a little hoe. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Isaac said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's pretty much where we're at right now, man. This devil is trying to slay us, all right, so that he can receive his birthright again, man. Because these devils to this day still believe that Jacob stole the birthright. But as we've been mentioning, all right, through the scriptures, the birthright was already established to Jacob before Esau and Jacob was even here on the planet. All right, before they was even conceived, all right, in Rebecca's womb. All right, it was already sanctioned for Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, formerly known as Jacob, that you were going to have the birthright, man. All right. So these devils they've been found out to be liars, man. All right. And everything that's coming out, all right, is them trying to scramble, all right, for damage control because this information is being made known public that they're not given the eternal rulership like they're trying to make it seem like. So this new world order is nothing more than a farce they're trying to make the world believe, man.
I'm going to read this, Hebrews 12:16. It says, lest there be any fornicator, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Verse 17, for you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance. All right, Esau can't repent. There's no saving him. There's no salvation for the wicked. All right, it says, though he sought it carefully with tears, you see. So as it is written, man, Esau is doomed.
Yep.
All right. And this is a harsh reality that these Edomites don't want to deal with, man, but they got to deal with it. All right. And so going back to our point here, as we had pulled up, like I said, it's just a land back off the information, the heavy information that that Elder Apostle Gabar had brought out. All right, dealing with this master plan of the Rothschilds, man, and dealing with this point here about how they know who they are and they know who we are, and their main objective is what? Destroying us to obtain that birthright back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is why we telling you, man. Hey, the scriptures do tell us. Let me get that too. This is all part of that spiritual warfare, man. Right? Ephesians 6:10. I'll read it. All right, Ephesians 6:10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." All right, all of his deception. "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world." All right, so going back to these so-called elite families, these bankers, these are the rulers of darkness of this world. These are the Edomites, going back to Amalek. All right, these are the Edomites that rule the world. It says against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. All right, so these Edomites are the ones that hold high positions of power. All right, and their plan is ultimately to get rid of Jacob. All right, it says verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, because the evil day is coming, man. He's ready to roll on the woman. All right, Israel, he's coming down with the lockdowns, the martial law, the sea hip, all right, the famine, okay, World War III, civil war, civil unrest, you know, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield wherewith you should be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which are these scriptures through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. All right, so we're at that point, man. So they know exactly who they are, and they know who we are, man. Okay, and that's the point we wanted to just emphasize in this lesson. All right, they know that the birthright was already destined for Jacob, man. You know, if you want to add anything, priest, you know.
Because at the end of the day, the way they're trying to offset prophecy, it was trying to flip it to where Israel is going to end up with the judgment of Edom, and that Edom was going to end up with the judgment of Israel. So what we see, as it said in that article about the book of Obadiah, this is what is coming to Esau, because even their own scholars notice, because when you read the Zondervan, all right, when it goes into Edom, it said that they're the only nation that wasn't promised mercy from the Most High, man. All right, and this is their judgment at the end. Here it is, you're trying to kill off all Israel. This is your judgment. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and 18. It says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it." So Esau's end is to be completely eradicated off the earth, and this event has not happened yet. All right, because you got all that misconception, all this deceit and trickery going on to make the world think that the Edomites are done away with, but they're still here today, going strong in wickedness. All right, because they have a part to play in the end of the Lord's judgment. Like the scriptures tell you, what's that? Proverbs 16:4, the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil. You know? Yep, the Lord, Proverbs 16:4, the Lord have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So Esau's role, in a sense, was set up in these final days to judge the wicked of Israel, man. All right. And once that has been accomplished, once 2/3 have been dealt with, now the judgment is going to be flipped back on Esau, man. All right. And that's what he's trying to prevent. This is why you see all these different things being set up in place. He's going to try to fight against the Most High, because he's trying to, hold on to his last bit of power, man. All right. And I have Sirach 10:4. You can grab that real quick, Baba Shah. Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4, it says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set up over it one that is profitable." Because prior to where everybody thinks, the Esau is not in control, man. He is a puppet being controlled by the Most High to do the will of him, as it says, Psalm 17 and 13. He is the sword of the Most High. So the Lord has allowed Esau to reign free, all right, to show forth things that need to be done for prophecy. But we're in the time now to where the Lord is going to remove him and set the ones that's truly profitable for the earth, which is the Israelites, man. Okay? And he jumped down to verse 8, where it says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." And that's the process that you see the world in today. All right, that power is being translated because when it comes to kingdoms, you got to understand power is not destroyed, it's translated. All right. Every kingdom that has came to pass, when one kingdom fell, another kingdom came forward. All right. So we're in a time now to where the kingdom of Israel is being brought up while the kingdom of Esau, Edom, is being brought down, man. All right. Because of all the wickedness that they have done throughout their time in rulership, man. Okay. So you Israelites out here need to understand that you're about to rule next. Like Couple said earlier, we got next, man. All right. And as long as Israelites on the planet, Esau knows this. This is why he's so afraid of you Israelites knowing the truth, man. All right. This is why Israel is a big threat to these devils, because they don't want our people to realize this, man. All right. They don't want us to have hope that Yahushua is coming back. You got it.
Yeah, this is the end of them. All right, I just got to add on to this Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 8. I want to add a precept because we're in that time, as Priest was saying, Priest Armor One, that transition of power, man. All right, they know this is coming and there's nothing they can do to stop it. All right, let me add on to that. This is Acts 17 and verse 26. I'm sorry, I ain't typing the 17. All right, Acts 17 and 26. And it reads, it says, "And have made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation." Right? Let's read that in NLT. All right. Same verse, Acts 17 and verse 26 in the NLT. And it reads, it says, for one man he created all the nations throughout the whole earth. He decided beforehand when they should rise and fall, and he determined their boundaries. All right. Every nation had a time to rule, and every nation had a time to fall. All right. So as we're in that time of this last ruling empire on the earth, which is the rulership of the Edomites. All right. This final beast that's going to be destroyed. Okay. That going back to the statue of Daniel, the rock that was cut out, that stone that was cut out without hands, Yahweh Shai, and he's coming to smite the feet, which is really what this revised Roman Empire, man. Okay, which is being exercised to America, NATO, and the EU. This is the beast, the power structure that Yahweh Shai is coming to take down. So every kingdom had their time to rule and their time to fall, and Esau is no different. All right, and they know that their time is pretty much up. He set bounds that they cannot pass, man. So the point, as Priest was bringing it out, they know who they are, they know who we are, and it's all about that birthright, man. All right, what they're trying to do is to get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. You see that? And this is why there's so much controversy about who are the real Israelites. You see what I'm saying? Because once you understand that, everything else makes sense. Right? So hey, that's pretty much the point. Unless you got anything, Priest, you want to add in there,
That was it.
All right, well, shit, pray this lesson was edifying, man. Salaki, we had to just go back and forth with the audio like that, man. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters that were tuning in were edified, man. We just wanted to bring this out. All right, so we'll close it out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's push in this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Hey, shalom to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.